What's cracking, everybody? XehrFelrose here, bringing you some Pokemon GO Battle League content. In today's video, we got a shoutcast in the Great League featuring Whimsicott, sent in to us from Mr. Tamagotchi, fellow content creator. Leave a link to his channel in the description, pinned comment, etc. Make sure you check out his channel if you haven't already. He's an amazing battler and content creator as well. We're running Whimsicott with double water here in the Great League. Let's get into these battles here and watch this team in action in the Open Great League. Getting into the first game here, we got a really nice lead against a Shadow Dragonair. Whimsicott being a very interesting little core breaker in the Great League meta. Now that we've got a lot of water, a lot of dragons, it's very common two typing in the Great League here. So Body Slam's still going to connect and do a lot of damage. Tamagotchi's looking to go for the Seed Bomb. Perhaps the opponent may be looking to just sacrifice their what they do. I'm thinking they're just going to sacrifice the Dragonair, try and call the bait here, but now they're going to have to force a shield anyway, or let the Dragonair go. And in comes the... Oh my goodness. Bro, I ain't seen Golbat in Open Great League. I mean, I respect it. I love Golbat. Golbat's one of those mons that, like, I love running. It's just gotten a little bit worse than it used to be. But reaching for that Hydro Pump, this Azu is not messing around. It does have access to the Hydro Pump. We are not running Ice Beam here. Shadow Ball is going to clock out the Azumarill, going home for the day. And now all that's left in the back is a Feraligatr. That Shadow Feraligatr going to get his defense drop. But now that we've got the Whimsicott still alive in the back there, even if the Feraligatr ends up taking a Poison Fang here, it allows the Feraligatr to swap out and clear its debuff. As if you're not already aware, if you get a debuff on your Pokemon, if you swap it out for something else, the debuff does get cleared. So if we were to swap out and into the Whimsicott for any reason at all, the defense drop would permanently go away until another one is applied. The opponent has a Swampert in the back. This is a very, very good opportunity for this Feraligatr to potentially sweep. The Feraligatr is going to get that shield. Is Whimsicott going to be able to catch the charge move? I don't know, but they are going to let it go. We're going to look to let the Whimsicott get to the Seed Bomb. Oh, we're going to get there, no problem. Seed Bomb, having gotten a power boost in this season here, going to take out the Swampert, and that's going to be a good game. And that's the nice part about Seed Bomb the way it is now with the power boost, is that it makes it very, very easy for the Whimsicott to just run Seed Bomb rather than having to think about, do I want the power and the bad energy cost of Grass Knot, or do I want the better energy cost of Seed Bomb but with less damage? Now Seed Bomb is pretty much the preferred move here. Now you're going to go straight Moonblast in this matchup. The Whimsicott is able to withstand an Aerial Ace. Superior will not hit that hard. However, the next one would look like it would knock out. So it's going to be up to the opponent here and Tamagotchi, depending on how he wants to play this out. But you really cannot swap out here, as Superior would get to a Frenzy Plant against pretty much anything that's not the Feraligatr. Even then, Hydro Cannon is not the move you want to go for. And this Feraligatr is running Crunch, so it doesn't have the Ice Beam to threaten. But there's a Moonblast debuff coming from the Whimsicott, and now it's going to just be a matter of being able to get that Moonblast. How much damage is it going to be? Even enough to knock out the Superior here? That's going to be a question that needs answering. Moonblast, not going to do it. But the opponent goes for their move immediately. Could have overfarmed a little bit if they wanted to there in order to get some extra energy, but the Aerial Ace is going to knock out the Whimsicott and Feraligatr. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The perfect farm down for Feraligatr. And the opponent has an Azumarill in the back and also a Jellicent. Okay, well, the opponent, yeah, they were weak in the back to the Whimsicott, so it kind of works out that way for both of them. Both trainers here running a grass double water team composition. Now, Azumarill is going to be able to get to these play roughs a little bit better off here because the opponent is running Bubble on the Jellicent. The Shadow Ball would have done enough to probably two-shot with Hex, but unfortunately, it's not going to be enough because of the Bubble damage. So this Azumarill is going to have some HP left, but that's also, you know, that's farm for the opponent's Azumarill here. This could prove to be a problem. We'll see if these moves are going to be enough. Even doesn't matter because the play rough doesn't even knock out the Jellicent. And now in comes the opponent's Azumarill. Jellicent looks like it has banked a Shadow Ball and has left the field of play. In comes the Feraligatr. Feraligatr does have a fair amount of energy, and with a shield remaining here, I do believe. No? Yes? No shields remaining at all. Completely mistaken, but one move from the Azumarill, probably not going to be enough here, but you have to have a second move when you leave this matchup. Can he get to 2 Hydro Cannons? 2 Hydro Cannons is going to do it. Tamagotchi perfectly over farming here. Will be able to win charge attack priority against the Jellicent and get the knockout. Feraligatr absolutely cleaning house today in the Great League. And who would have thought? giving Shadow Claw to a Hydro Cannon user like Feraligatr would have been a good thing. Absolutely. We take those. Good game. Yeah, Feraligatr absolutely went from 0 to literal hero. Top tier Pokemon in any league in Ultra and Great League as soon as it got that goodness gracious, I can't form a coherent sentence for some reason. Brain fart, dude. As it got the access to Shadow Claw, it became one of the strongest Pokemon in all of both of those leagues. Now, the opponent having an Alolan Shadow Sandslash on the lead in this next game, he catches the move on the Ice Punch. The opponent is staying in here, either telling me that they may not have a good answer in the back for this Azumarill, or they have a better answer somewhere for the Whimsicott. Now, the opponent looks to make a bit of a dent in the Azumarill before bringing in their own. Typically, if you are going to swap into a mirror matchup and want to win switch, you do need to generate some sort of an advantage. That could be shield or health advantage. And in this case, the opponent generated a health advantage so that they would safely be able to use their Azumarill to win swap and keep the alignment as they need it. Now, the Whimsicott, however, easily going to be able to come in and get to a move. And never mind, I'll just eat crow and not talk about that anymore, because they reach an Ice Beam, and that's going to do quite a bit of damage now. Over-farming as much as it can. The little Whimsicott that could, going to go for the Seed Bomb. This is going to knock out the Azumarill for sure here. And then we're going to see the opponent probably come back in with their Sand Slash, but this is going to do some damage. The opponent did sustain quite a bit of bubble damage. The Moonblast almost going to knock out the Whimsicott despite being resisted. And now the opponent is going to throw this Ice Punch, and in comes Feraligatr. It's a Feraligatr mirror, but because the opponent, for some reason, had a one-turn swap, they are behind now. Normally, the one-turn swap only happens when there's fast moves happening, or if your fast move damage is not resolved through a charge move. However, that was not the case as the opponent was the one to throw the charge move. That's so weird. Anyway, now that the Feraligatr is ahead by 1, this all but guarantees Tamagotchi is going to win this game, as the opponent's Sandslash has no energy before it left, and the opponent's Feraligatr being behind by 1 Shadow Claw. Now it's going to be it's a game over. Now, if the opponent had not gotten the one-turn swap, right, had they swapped normally like you would have expected them to, it would have come down to charge attack priority. And while I don't know the IVs of the Shadow Feraligatr, you never know, man. We got a Dragonite in the lead here in the next game. This is a pretty solid lead here for the Whimsicott. Being a fairy type, it does resist the dragon and fighting type coverage moves of the Dragonite. The Azumarill also in the back, being a very decent answer to the Dragonite as well. The opponent looking to go for a charge move, faking that they may potentially have that Hurricane. And we're going to let it go. It's just a Dragon Claw. The opponent probably not rocking the Spice Meter today, deciding to go with the superpowered Dragon Claw moveset that Dragonite typically has, which, I mean, that does make more sense to me. And the opponent snipes with a Skarmory, but being down to shield. This is a huge opportunity for Feraligatr to have a ton of energy loaded and ready, and it'll just be able to just hit the Hydro Cannons against the opponent's Dragonite if it comes in, and it has a shield. Now, the opponent now going to go for a charge move, probably a Sky Attack here. They go for the Brave Bird. That could be a critical error on the opponent's part here, as going for the Sky Attack may have allowed them to get the 2 charge moves or force the Feraligatr to throw energy. Now the Brave Bird just absolutely getting nothing but farmed down. Now you see Tamagotchi look to go for its Hydro Cannon immediately here, and the reason why he did that most likely was to try and charge attack priority tie the Dragonite. Now going for 7 Shadow Claws to get that good timing, maximize the amount of energy and damage we can get between these charge moves. And now coming in with the Azumarill, the opponent having the Dragonite on the Azumarill, not going to help him very much here, as they're just probably going to go for Superpower. If they go for Superpower, I think the Azumarill just bubbles down. No, they're going to go for the Dragon Claw. I think you still bubble down. I think Tamagotchi agrees. He's going to go for the bubble down, and that's almost going to take him out before they get to another move, but the next charge move will be thrown. This should just be a Superpower, going to do resisted damage. Azumarill just laughs it off and throws the player off into this mirror fight now, as the opponent just has an Azumarill left. They are not going to have enough shields and HP to withstand all of the charge moves, as this Azumarill and Feraligatr are absolutely loaded on energy. This player off is going to almost come close to knocking out. The Feraligatr would have come in and finished it, and the opponent knows it, and they concede. That's a good game. Getting into the next battle here, we got Whimsicott on the lead versus another Dragonite. You love to see it. Good leads all day. We love it. And Whimsicott gonna do fine here. The opponent has no answer to Whimsicott, or they actually may have a better answer in the back, but it's not the Azumarill. Azumarill is going to come in, and this is a bad situation for the opponent, because not only do we have Whimsicott for the Azumarill, but we also have Azumarill and Whimsicott for the Dragonite. All that this trainer has to do, all Tamagotchi has to do here, is stay away with the Feraligatr onto the Dragonite. The opponent throws a Hydro Pump into the mirror here, telling me, and probably Tamagotchi too, that they're not running Play Rough, which I think is a huge issue in this battle. You could take the high road here and farm the opponent down if they throw another Hydro Pump. There's nothing to be. Yeah, they have Ice Beam, Hydro Pump. That coverage to me is crazy. We're gonna look to go for a Play Rough here, the shield, and then the opponent's gonna come in with their Dragonite as they look to go for a move here. The Superpower would be enough, but the Dragon Claw would not, and the opponent is gonna overfarm by too much, letting this Azumarill get to another Play Rough, and the second shield is gone. And because of the energy generation on Fairy Wind means that this Moonblast is gonna come. They have the Hurricane Lord! They done did it, boys and girls. They done did it. They gave it to me. Oh my goodness, that was beautiful. Oh, it was beautiful. Oh, it was beautiful. Oh. It's all up to Feraligatr now. Oh, the opponent catches on the Azumarill. What is happening? Everything is going to absolute. Oh, it's terrible. Everything is not good here. We are losing it. Everything is going downhill very quickly. What does the opponent have in the back? It's a Skarmory with 2 shields. It's Feraligatr has a chance. All it has to do is keep a shield for the Dragonite. The opponent's gonna get 2-shot by these Hydro Cannons. That's 1. That's 2 Hydro Cannons. Over farming. Why are we not? I don't understand what's happening. They're going up for the 2 moves. He doesn't know he's gonna get there. The opponent would have farmed down. The Dragonite comes in and 2 shields don't mean nothing. Oh my god, what a game. What a game, dude. 4-1. That could have been a 5-0. Anyway, into the next game. We have Vigoroth on the lead, and I'm losing my mind. What was that game? Dude, they actually had the Hurricane. I'm still trying to process this. I'm still trying to get past that moment. My brain has been stuck there. My goodness, what a play by the opponent. Absolutely taking Tamagotchi by complete surprise. We land the Moonblast on the Vigoroth, and the opponent is staying in here to fire off their energy into this Azumarill safe swap. Azumarill now going to be met with a Quagsire. Quagsire not exactly an effective answer to Azumarill here, which could mean that the opponent maybe doesn't have an answer to water types in general, which is very possible. We're going for the Stone Edge here. The other alternative here is that the opponent may be reading this as a ploy to lure out a water counter. So they may be coming with something that isn't exactly a water counter anyway, but they do shield up that charge move. That is a detrimental shield. The opponent full sends the Stone Edge here. And this Whimsicott's going to come back in. The opponent not going to be able to get to another Stone Edge here because that is just going to be too many mud shots. Seed Bomb's going to come through and one-shot the Quag. And the opponent comes back in with the Vigoroth. Do you shield? The opponent has to be weak in the back. They just let it go. He lets it go, putting everything in the hands. Oh, everything in the hands of the Mandibuzz. You should have shielded. Oh, no. We don't have Ice Beam, but that's okay because Hydro Cannon still hits hard enough on a Shadow. And because we have 2-to-1 shields, this should be a good game here as two moves is enough to just about knock out at this point. So the opponent will need to start shielding because the Shadow Claws, even though resisted, do add up quite a bit here. Going for the shield, the opponent probably baits with the Aerial Ace here, but that's to be expected. It is the cheaper of the 2 moves that the opponent can throw. And honestly, I think you could just let this go because even a Dark Pulse from this range wouldn't quite knock out, but that's all right because Hydro Cannon, we just played the safe play here, not trying to, be fancy and call baits and things. Look at how low that Mandibuzz is. It doesn't even matter. Even a Dark Pulse at this range will not knock out, and these Shadow Claws are enough. They will KO the Mandibuzz. The opponent comes in trying to make a save on the Vigoroth, but it doesn't matter because the Shadow Claws KO both it and the Mandibuzz, and that's a good game. It was a friendly battle with some friendship up there. All right, getting into the next game. We're going in with the end of the queue time here. We've got a Whimsicott on the lead versus a Ferrothorn. Whoa! I'm just top lefting right now. That's it. I'm done. I'm good. Dude, if I see this, I'm done. This is pure algorithm fuel right here. This is why things tend to think the way. This is why people tend to think it exists. Oh, there's the Skeledirge, the saving grace. Now Now the Skeletor has to shield. The outpacing on this Feraligatr is insane. 10-turn Hydro Cannons are absolutely disgusting with Shadow Claw, and the opponent is going to have to throw and shield. And I'm surprised they even bothered to shield, to be completely honest with you, because that is just, man. That, I mean, this is just such a hard counter. This is why as a Skeletor player, I am terrified to save swap Skeletor anymore. I just can't do it. I can't do it. The opponent's going to come in with their Ferrothorn, and now Whimsicott looking to come back in, maybe try to make some magic happen. We saw how much damage that Moonblast did, and now the opponent has a Talonflame. Double water versus double fire makes it okay here in this Great League matchup, because we can see the Azumarill is going to easily be able to live at least 2 of these flies. Yeah, oh, absolutely. 2 flies, no problem. Going for the Hydro Pump on 1. If you're looking to maximize energy, you could go for it on 3, but I don't know if it mattered. Hydro Pump is going to nail the Talonflame. And it's all up to Whimsicott and Azumarill. The opponent's Power Whip almost going to take it out. Not going to be able to do enough damage. And the opponent gets a little bit of a farm down. This is dangerous. Going for the Seed Bomb bait. The opponent has to shield this. Surely it's a Moonblast. And then goes, they get the bait. Oh my god, dude. Oh, that was such a gamble, but it paid off. The opponent going for a potential Flash Cannon. Do they go for the Flash Cannon? Yes, they do. They full send that steel beam of glory. And after they realize they're going to lose to the Moonblast, they go ahead and top left. That's, wow. Talk about turning around a bad lead. Good game. Getting into the next battle, we got Whimsicott on the lead versus Deoxys. This is a very neutral matchup, but overall, the Whimsicott does do well in this matchup because the only damage that this Deoxys can really do is in the form of Rock Slide or Psycho Boost. And most Deoxys nowadays may not be running Rock Slide because of that Registeel matchup in this Great League meta. Going for that Moonblast here. Gonna do some heavy damage into the Deoxys here. Maybe we see a pivot. No, the opponent charge attack priority tie here with the Whimsicott. Looking to just let the Psycho Boost go and maybe see what the opponent brings in. They bring in a Vigoroth. This is a good matchup for the Azumarill. It's a good matchup for the Whimsicott if it had some more HP, but the opponent's going to block that, excuse me, they're going to block that Play Rough, or block the Moonblast. There we go, Brain Fart once again. They're going to block the Moonblast. And now the Azumarill is going to be able to get some moves here. The nice thing about Azumarill is because it resists the fighting type counter damage, and the opponent just goes for body slams, and Azumarill's bulk allows it to go for multiple body slams and still live. So Hydro Pump is going to be the move to go for here. I got my hand on the button because I think it's going to happen. Oh, we take it out. The opponent has a body slam to go for Azumarill here on the road. Body slam is going to take the Azumarill kind of low here, but that's all right because we have an Annihilate in the back. We stay in. Tamagotchi's looking to commit. The opponent comes in with their Deoxys trying to catch that Play Rough. And now they're going to catch these hands as this Feraligatr shields up the potential Psycho Boost, which it is. Gets the Shadow Claw down and even shields this much energy all in. Oh my goodness. This Feraligatr is going to go off. And the fact that Azumarill has the move loaded already on the Play Rough, it's already there, it's good to go, and the opponent just says, nope, you know what, I know I lose, and they concede. That's a good game. Well played. Getting into the next game, Whimsicott on the lead, sees a Lantern. Oh, you love to see it. Oh, please, destroy it. No, it's in the Wigglytuff. Oh, why? Bro, my 2 most hated Pokemon in the entire Great League, and they're on the same team. Tamagotchi, please, for me, man. Win this one for me, man. Oh, the opponent just lets it go. Oh, that's beautiful. The beauty of that is the opponent letting that move go allows the Whimsicott to retain switch advantage without really having to worry about anything now, because the opponent's going to bring their Lantern back in, and Azumarill's done its job. It's maintained alignment, and it's going to be able to get a Play Rough off, if not maybe 2, depending on how if the opponent wants to try and overfarm or not. You get a Play Rough or 2 off against this Lantern, and you're doing a pretty good job of keeping yourself in a position to win this game. Whimsicott just needs to stay on the Lantern. Feraligatr needs to be able to deal with whatever's in the back, and we're looking pretty good here. The opponent is over farming, knowing that they can. They have to, I think they have to throw the Thunderbolt. They're probably going to go for the Surf here, and they just farm down afterwards, which makes a lot of sense to me. No swapping here, I should say. In comes Whimsicott. Whimsicott is able to resist all of the damage from Lantern because of its grass typing. Surf not going to do too much. The opponent farming up a little bit more, but lost count of the Whimsicott's energy. Whimsicott's going for that Seed Bomb. Get it out of here. Don't shield it. Bye, stupid fish. Oh, and the opponent is, they have the, oh no, it's too shielded. The low and Ninetales, no! Despicable. This is despicable behavior. Trainer, grow up, get some help. No. Lantern double charm. What despicable behavior is this? And now we're back in the driver's seat of another game. Here we have the Alolan Sandslash looking to do the same thing. The opponent doesn't fall for the catch this time, and they have a ton of energy with which to throw at this Azumarill. Those drill runs are going to do quite a bit of chip damage here on the way out of this matchup as the opponent looks to save one and do the exact same thing as we saw earlier. They are going to go for the swap into their own Azumarill, and I almost wonder, in this case, if it's better to just go into the Feraligatr here, just for the fact that, you know, the opponent is forced to swap because you outpace with the Feraligatr to the Hydro Cannon. And then, if you do end up against this Azumarill, or with the Feraligatr can actually win this matchup going straight Hydro Cannon. It's actually quite insane. But looking to pivot right back into the Whimsicott, the opponent taking extra time after the initial swap here by Tamagotchi allows him to desync the switch timers, and now they're off by about 15 or so seconds. This is going to allow him to swap out early if needed, but the opponent gonna go for the Ice Punch. It's gonna knock out. Oh, we hold on with 1 HP. Whimsicott looking to fire off a Seed Bomb before going down. At the, oh my god, the opponent caught it on a Feraligatr. Trainer, what are you thinking? What? Huh? No! Why would, no! No! You don't catch Seed Bombs on Feraligatrs. It's not, no, Trainer. No! Goodness me. Goodness me. 2 Hydro Cannons. We're going to get both shields off of this Alolan Sandslash here. And now it's going to come down to the Azumarill. And is it going to be able to do what it needs to do? Either catch a move or be able to get to the Hydro Pump. Or even a Play Rough at this point might be enough. Tamagotchi's looking to catch it. And there's some lag. But he gets to the Hydro Pump before he's able to get the farm down. The opponent not able to get that farm down in time. The Hydro Pump going to clap the cheeks of this Alolan Sandslash. And that's a good game. My goodness, those were some exciting battles. Those were exciting. I enjoyed that. It was a good 8-2 run with that team. Trainers, this is a very solid team in the Great League. I recommend you could give it a try. Shadow Feraligatr is an absolute monster in the Great League. And if you don't have a Shadow, you could run a regular. In the Great League, I feel like regular has its merits by having a little bit extra bulk. Doesn't just take one move and get farmed down by things, right? And Whimsicott and Azumarill, very solid core despite both being fairy types. Obviously, this team would not do very well against a steel type in the lead here, as you would see, maybe Registeel, or even like we saw the Ferrothorn. Could be problematic, but if there's not as many steel types, at least at the elo that you're playing at, you might have good luck with this team. And that's going to do it for me for today for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.